Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and you're listening to episode 160 of the Boonie Breakdown podcast, your source for all things responsible and ratchet. All right, guys, welcome to this week's episode. I am super excited for our guests because it's always fun for me to have people on the pod who are super dope and I know them in real life. So this week's guest is Tinea Porter. What can I say? She's a hairstylist. She is the owner of Thick and Famous, a lifestyle brand. She is the giver of looks. Yeah, she serves looks, okay? So in this conversation, we chat about style, how it is to have style, who are her style icons, right? We also talk about what it means to be acceptably fat. Yes, I know some people might be cringing listening to that already, but it is a thing and we go there. We also talk about loving your body and all the things it takes to get there. We do deviate and have really pseudo ratchet conversation about short men. So I'm telling you, it's laughs in this one. So stick around for the conversation. All right. We are going to hop into Boonie's pick of the week. If you have HBO, I was late to it, but you need to check out The Undoing. It is a very quick watch. It is a good watch. Nicole Kidman, Hugh Grant act their asses off in this. They was acting, honey. Okay. I guess it's kind of like a thriller. Mystery, thriller, drama situation. I always love good white people mess. Especially rich white people mess. So this is definitely a good one. It's one of those like who did it? And I felt like every time you're watching it, every time you thought you knew who it wasn't who it was. But I'm not going to give away a spoiler, but if you've watched it, and if you do watch it after this, let me know what you thought of the ending, because I do have thoughts there, but I'm not going to say it yet because if you haven't watched it, I don't want to spoil it. But I have thoughts. DM me your thoughts about The Undoing if you watched it. All right. Housekeeping. First up, it's only 5 episodes left of season 8 of the Boonie Breakdown. Yes. We're getting to that time. The last episode for this season will air on Monday, January 11th. We do go into January this year. I usually don't record in January, but since I didn't want the season to be short because I did start late, I needed some extra weeks because of the Rona. Look, we all needed some breaks this year. So please forgive me. So we're a little off schedule than we normally do, but yeah. So tentatively, season 9 is going to start on Monday, March 1st. So go ahead and mark your calendars. If it changes, of course, I will let you guys all know. If you listen to last week's episode 159 with our homegirl Sheikah, you got a good laughs. So many of you were in my DMs about that episode. In particular, I got this one message. Nah, this joint is too much. I was listening to it with my morning cup of joe. Laughing emojis, y'all wild, hashtag chic the freak. So I'm glad you guys enjoyed this episode. If you have not, go back and listen to last week's episode. It will give you all of the laughs that you need. And this time I wasn't the one making a confession. Sheikah made a confession. So that made it dope. All right. If you have not followed us yet, please be sure to follow us on social media at the Boonie Breakdown on Instagram and Facebook, just at Boonie Breakdown over on Twitter. We love having a good time, especially over on Instagram with you guys. So be sure to follow us there. If you have not done so, please be sure to leave us a 5-star review. And if you listen in the Apple Podcast app, the purple app on any Apple device, 5 steps for 5 stars. It's very, very easy to do so. And I love you guys for doing that. And when you share this episode this week, you put it in your Insta story, you're going to tweet about it, you're going to do all that stuff. Make sure you tag us. Make sure you use the hashtag The Boonie Breakdown, hashtag PODIN, PODIN. And that helps other people find the podcast because you guys know the spiel. If you aren't new here, like it's just so much easier for people to give things a chance if you're saying it versus me just promoting myself. So thank you guys who are rock stars with sharing and tagging and communicating. I love you guys all long time. All right. So that is it for me. So let's get ready to break it down. All right, guys, it's your girl Boonie. And this one I'm excited for because I feel like we were like Instagram friends and then we met in person.
Yes.
And like, yeah. And sometimes people you just click with. So welcome Tinea Porter to the podcast. Hey, girl. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Look, I haven't seen you in a while because me and that boo thing broke up, so I don't be down at PG no more.
I'm gonna be on this end, on this side.
I don't be down there no more.
It's okay.
Okay. So how have you been? I've been asking everybody this who's been coming on. How have you been maintaining during this COVID mess that won't ever go away?
How literally or figuratively?
You could do both.
I'm like, you know what? It's almost scary to me how much I'm enjoying the slow pace. Like, really? I'm enjoying everything being slowed down. Yeah, like, excuse me. I don't know if it's because of my career field. I don't know if it's because I feel like I've been on go since I came out of my mother's womb. But it's been feeling so good to not have so much stuff to do all the time. Because it's like you can't do a bunch of stuff all the time. And I've needed it. I would have never done this myself. So a part of me is like, thank you, God, for sitting my ass down. But the other part of me is annoyed that, and actually a little in denial. Like every day, I'm like, I cannot believe this is happening. The other side of me is still freaking out. Like, what the fuck? Like a pandemic? What the fuck is going on?
I know. So, I think that's the thing that has freaked me out about this. Like this year has seemed so long. Like I was just talking to somebody. Like Kobe died this year.
Yeah, that's was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it seems so long ago. And so I'm just like, I am like you, thankful for the little pause, because I don't think we realized how much we ripped and ran and just tried to do so much. And I think the thing that's bothering me is people who are still trying to do all that.
I don't understand it, and I had to stop trying because it was stressing me out.
Yeah.
I don't understand the need. Like, where are we going? There's nothing doing. There's nothing happening. I don't understand it, but everybody's coping in their own way.
Yes, at first I was judging, then I stopped judging. Like, okay, maybe that's how they gotta cope with it. But I, for one, am thankful for the little break, and it helped me get my money right a little bit because I didn't realize how much I was spending either.
Right. Like, damn, I do got money, huh?
Yeah, like, oh, this is where it is. Okay. Right. I can't go nowhere, can't eat nowhere, can't drink nowhere, and I have money. Got it.
Like, oh, okay.
So I wanted to get started with you because I feel like you have one of the most unique senses of style of anyone that I know.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, because I think too, for me, it's like you'll post your pictures on Instagram, and I'm like, I would have never thought that I could wear some Nikes with a sequence shoulder padded dress, but it works. But it works.
You know what? So I have a degree in fashion merchandising and design. And so I always say people that learn the arts in a different way, we see the world differently.
That is
so a
truth.
lot of how I like to put clothes together is based off of like silhouette. So it's like, I may not necessarily say, oh, it has to be a Nike. I might be like, I want to wear this dress, but I need a shoe that's kind of like this shape. You understand what I'm saying? And I have to be comfortable. So as a result, I'm going to figure out a way to make it work. Like, I can't wear heels anymore, physically can't. So I was like, I have to figure out a way to still feel like a little bit of Tinea is present, because I used to only wear super high heels, and then I had to go to not being able to wear them anymore.
No,
So,
you've really figured out how to make it funky, because I think for me, my problem has always been I'm going for comfort always. Like
hmm
I'm not the like case in point, recently, one of my friends was like, well, what kind of look are you going for? And that's not how my brain works. Like, I
I
don't
know you're
think
like,
in
what?
looks. It's like, I need to be comfortable, and I'm always going to choose comfort. If I could be in white t shirt, jeans every day, I would. And I
Really?
blame, and then, you know what the problem is? I had to talk this out one day. It's because I wore uniforms from kindergarten to 12th grade. And I feel like I only had to have style in the summer. Like we couldn't accessorize our uniforms because that would get you demerits and shit.
But you know what's funny? That exact reason is why I love clothes because I wore uniform my whole life. I couldn't wait. When
Isn't
I
that
got to college,
funny?
it was over. I
Okay, so did
couldn't
you go to a
believe.
HBCU?
Of course.
I think that's the difference too. I left
Totally.
that, and then I went to Temple,
Mhm.
and I'm like, you could wear pajamas to
Oh my
class?
God.
Oh, it was over. I still really never developed a sense of style until I'm like working, and then it was just like, let me just get these clothes. But it's funny because then I have another friend who has a very distinct style, and she's like, you piss me off because you'll always just put on like a leather jacket, a t-shirt, and you look so cute and stylish. And I'm like, I put no thought into, like, I really
That's
put
the
no thought
best.
into it.
That is the best. But wait, so you wore the pajamas, and I was the girl that everybody was looking at crazy because I was overdressed at 8 o'clock. I was at my
No.
eight. Yes, I was that girl. I think about it now. I mean, I still wouldn't change it, but
Uh-huh.
I'm like, how to understand how I was doing it?
Yeah,
I
I
was that
think
girl.
I tried maybe like the first 2 weeks of college. And then when I saw, I'm like, oh, they're wearing sweatpants? Oh, they have a hoodie?
Mm-mm.
Oh, this is it.
Mm-mm.
Let's stop.
No, ma'am. And all I could hear was my mother in my ear. That's why. My mother's so
Really?
prissy. Oh my God. My mother is so prissy. So it's like all I could ever hear her is like, you don't do this, you don't do that, you don't look this way, and your hair has to be this way. So it's not like on no drill sergeant type thing, but she was just very big on, no, you have to look like this when you're out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I rebelled a bit from my mom because my mom, she tried to do the girly route with me for a minute too.
hmm
So when I was younger, I had a lot of frilly dresses, floral prints. So I kind of rebelled against that in high school. Like, let me go this tomboy. Like, I want a Tommy Hilfiger shirt, mom. Like, what?
But it's the thing, I was a tomboy until high school.
I don't even see it.
Oh my God, girl, the core of me is a college basketball coach. Like I love sports. So the core of me is still I'm a tomboy to the end. I just really love clothes and fashion. I'm not super frilly, like I'm not really dainty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're
I'm not
not.
that girl, but love I love everything female. You know
You
what I'm
know,
saying? I
and
love that shit.
the thing is, I think people like you, like I could learn a lesson from, because in my mind, I've always like said, like, okay, these are going out clothes, and these are work clothes, and these are like casual weekend clothes. But the way I see you put pieces together, I'm like, oh my God, I have a crushed velvet skirt. I'm thinking that's a
Okay.
church dress, right? But it's like, right? But it's like, then I see you rock it with a bomber and a song. I'm like, that's so dope. Like, my brain just does not make that connection.
You think in categories,
Yeah.
compartments.
Yeah, it's
Mm-mm.
really weird.
Mm-mm.
But I love it. I love that you do that. Who right now are like your top two style influences?
Tracy Ellis Ross,
Okay.
Erica Badu, always.
Oh, Badu. Okay.
Yep. So
No,
like
Badu.
Tracy, because she is so she just doesn't do the extras. Like she's just all about fashion. She can be sexy when she wants to be, but she is about fashion. Like she plays with silhouettes. You know what I mean? Like,
No, she does.
her
Yes.
and Erica, that's what I love so much about them, because a lot of other women, and there's nothing bad about it, but most people think that being fashionable always equates to sexy. So every woman
Mm.
automatically goes to everything that's spandex, and it has to be tight, and it has to be a bodycon dress. And like, there's so much more to fashion than everything being spandex. And
Ye-
they're two women that are super curvy. Both of them are like, you understand what I'm
No,
saying?
you
But
are. And I think they play with texture as well too, because sometimes like
exactly.
Tracy will have on, it was recently, it was one of those award shows and she did the red carpet from home and it was like this gold, like metallic dress with like ruffles and layers and a split, but then the hair was slicked back. Like,
Yep, she
like,
gets it. She knows the
yeah,
perfect balance. I'm telling you,
no,
she
she's
knows
a
the
good
perfect
one.
balance.
I
Even
def
Erica.
Yeah, Erica too. I definitely like both of their styles. And you just had a point about people who think like if you just wear sexy. I think the same thing goes in this day and age of people who think if you're labeled down, you have style as well. And
Yeah,
I
it's
see
like it's
girls,
so much more than that.
yeah, I see girls all the time, Gucci down, Dior down, and I'm like, you look a mess, but
Just
your outfit
tacky.
is 20 grand, but you look a mess.
20 grand and tacky.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's just it's crazy where that disconnect comes from.
Because flashy, I mean, like even in the 90s and the 80s, like the labels, it was still what was popping, but there was still more style to it.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, same thing. Everybody's flashy in that way. It's more like bragging rights. I have it and you don't.
Yeah, don't get
That's
me
it.
wrong. I want a Dior book tote like the next person. Please don't get me wrong. And if y'all see me pop up with one soon, do not like I
Let
told
me
y'all
live.
here right now. I've been wanting one for like a year. I'm just scared to pull the trigger. But and I will wear it with my Birkenstocks and my jeans.
Perfectly fine. Yeah, why not?
But yeah, that's like one item that is on my wish list. Can't even front. All right. You are also a plus size girl, which I love. Shout out to the thick girls. I recently was having this conversation with somebody because the plus size model Sabria did the amazing Beyonce Halloween tribute,
Yes.
which I just can't even still wrap my mind around how much money and time she put into that. But it
I
was
know it
dope.
was phenomenal.
And everyone, gave her praises. And it was this conversation going around about when Lizzo does these same type of antics, she gets shunned when she shows her booty cheeks, etc. And so it was this conversation around acceptable fat. Do you have any thoughts on that? I'm just curious.
Girl, so many. Um, I agree with all of it. So it's like I agree that there is acceptable fat, right? I agree that when Lizzo does things, she catches more heat. Like I agree with all of that stuff. I think it's a matter of not perception, preference. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
a matter of preference. No matter what it is, they're going to find a way to divide, put in categories. I do think that Sabria, whom I am obsessed with, let me be
Um,
clear, but I do think that she gets more of a pass for being plus size because she's not fat. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? She's thick,
she's
she's
solid.
solid,
Yeah.
she's not fat. So the like not quote unquote real big girls, but like me, I have a belly. You understand what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like I don't look like that. That doesn't mean I can't respect her and love what she does and what she stands for. She may not go through it the same way one of us might go through it, but that doesn't mean she doesn't understand what it's like to not be able to fit certain clothes, to fit certain body types. Like I'm pretty sure she still deals with that same thing, just maybe not the same way that
Yeah,
somebody else with a different type of body type did.
and I think she's also aware of it as well, like that she is the acceptable fat because she's she's a plus size model because most plus size models are the acceptable fat, right? None of them really have big bellies or rolls. They're thicker, they have bigger thighs and arms, but
And
they
it's
almost
though.
always have flat stomachs.
So this is what I want to know, right? So what do people expect her to do though? Like I hate when these big arguments, these full out smear campaigns come about. So then it's like, okay, yes, she's acceptable fat. Do you all want her to quit her job? Like, I don't like, I don't understand. Okay, so what do you want to come of it? Because there's also other models. Like, I found out about this young lady that models for I cannot think of her name right now, but she had a collaboration with Jeffrey Campbell. And
Oh
they used to
yeah,
drag her, but
they
she
did.
got a huge modeling contract as well.
She
So it's
does
like,
because
it's
she was
also
like,
a lack of knowledge a lot of times. Like, this is the only person that you're aware of, so you're offended. But there's a whole other there's so many other plus size models that are making a lot of money that you just
yes.
may not be aware of.
I laughed because I was telling somebody, they were like, oh my gosh, she's such a new model. I was like, oh my God, I've been following Sabrina for years, like before she had her
Yeah.
breast implants.
Yep.
Right. And so I remember her saying a while ago, like she wanted to model. She was actually thinner, but they told her if she wanted, to make it, gain some weight, get some titties, and be a plus size model.
Are you serious?
Yep. And she was saying how that messed with her self esteem for a while.
The irony. The
Like,
irony.
right? So
But
I
see,
was
I
like,
wonder how many people know that though.
a lot of people
What you
don't, because
just said.
yeah, and I think like if you ask her, like I've seen her in questions recently when she's done Q&As on her Insta stories. People are like, have you had work done? And she'll be like, yeah, my boobs. But I know like on her podcast, like an old episode, she was sharing that story about how her one manager told her that. And I was like, wow.
That's so interesting.
All right.
It makes me love Rika more.
Agreed, actually. Agreed. Do you love your body?
Yes.
How long did it take you to get there? Or have you always loved your body?
You know what? That's a hard question to answer because it took me a long time to even start looking at myself that way. So it's
Mm.
like, I told you, I was a tomboy for real growing up. So it's like a lot of the things that girls obsessed over, I just didn't pay attention to. I wasn't the girl that was like, oh my God, I can't wait till my breasts grow. I can't wait for my period. I can't look at like, I just didn't think that way. Like, it took me a really long time to even, I didn't start paying attention to that until I got to high school and, our
Okay.
volleyball uniforms.
Oh, the booty shorts.
Right. But it was, let me be clear, I'm not completely oblivious, but the way that people pay it, you understand what I'm saying? I just wasn't into myself in that way. So like, even into college, I started gaining weight, but I just didn't look at it in a way of like, I hate my body, and made it go more like, damn, I don't want to be this size. But I never was like, oh my God, I hate my body and I want to change stuff about me.
Gotcha.
So it's like, as I got maybe up until maybe at 30, honestly, when I turned 30, it was just like a moment of, you're either going to, like, how we constantly get to the point of, when I get to this size, I'll do this. When I get to this point, I do this. And that's exhausting. So it's like, I just kind of got to the point of, Tinea, you're probably never going to be small again. Period. So it's like, are you going to obsess over the fact that you're not the size you were 20 years ago? Or are you going to accept the fact that this is how you look now and going about your business? So it was just kind of like, look, I'm not even going to think about that no more. They started making clothes, like more fashionable clothes and bigger sizes. So that also made it easier. You know what I'm saying? So it made it less of like, damn, I can't get nothing out the mall. Like,
look, clothes have come a long way for plus size women. A
like, you don't have
long
to.
way.
I said, these young girls don't know about wearing them womanly ass suits. And
listen, I used to have to go in Marianne Plus.
Baby.
And the thing was, I've always
God.
been hippie and booty. Like my waist has always been small. So, and that was always my mom's struggle. She always said, like, finding things that fit and look youthful.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
It was not there. It did not exist.
We had them boxy blazers.
Always an A-line dress.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah, so
remember
I
the
just
body con
didn't.
movement for plus girls. I feel like
Oh
that's
yeah,
why a lot of plus girls are stuck there because for so long
they didn't have it.
it was no body con for plus size girls.
But you know what else it is for me? And I'm not even anti bodycon. It's also because even when I was smaller, I've always had a butt and legs. So it made me uncomfortable to have that type of attention. So like I wasn't that girl that liked the little boys looking at me or the men making comments. So when it came to fashion and outfits, I always would find a way to like look and feel cute but not feel exposed. Like if I could
Gotcha.
hide my butt or hide myself in any type of way, I definitely would. That it doesn't mean I didn't wear, stretch things and stuff like that, but I wasn't that girl that was like, oh, I got a body. Like I'm about to like I just wasn't aware. I
Yeah,
was not aware.
I think I'm still unaware sometimes of what people think of me. Like I have a hard time accepting certain compliments around my body. I've gotten used to things about my butt because my butt has been big since I was birthed. Like, like y'all seen, I shared the childhood pictures, the dress poking up in the back. Like, my butt has just always been big. So I've kind of gotten used to that. But I think once I became a woman, it was like, woo, wait a minute. Okay, then the waist is really, the butt, booty really poking out. Like it took another adjustment. And I think sometimes it's just really hard for me to view myself not as others see me, but how I see myself.
Is that in a good way or not so good way? What do you
I
mean?
don't know. Like, cause, okay, example. I recently was talking to a group of friends and I
Mm.
was like, how would you rate yourself between a 1 through a 10? And they were like, one person's like, we're all 10s. I'm like, okay, that's cute. You're being nice. Then, one person was like, well, I think I'm an 8.5. Somebody was like, I'm a 7, 8. And they were like, what about, well, you didn't answer. And I was like, oh, I said I was a 6.
A
And
six of what? Girl,
yeah,
shut up.
yeah, they got so upset. Like that was the exact response I got back. And
I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
and I had to talk this out a little bit in therapy because she was like, well, why did you say 6? And everything I said, it was because of I was putting outside views on myself. Like,
I was
oh,
literally about to say, are they talking about physical? Like, what? Because my first thought wouldn't even be how I look.
yeah, it was physical. Rate yourself physically.
Go on.
So yeah, so I had to talk myself. So that was something that I just recently saw. Like, wow, when I was describing rate, I felt like I was trying to protect myself from thinking too highly of myself and people being like, girl, bitch, you are a 5, right? Without saying, oh no, I'm a 7.5, I'm an 8. I was like, well, let me say 6. That's safe.
So you were trying to be humble because you thought the room was gonna feel away. But is that how you really
Yeah.
feel?
Yeah,
But is
no.
that how you really feel?
I had to
Okay.
like think about like I had to talk it out with her. And she's like, you really don't feel that shit. Like I like
Okay.
my therapist because she cusses at me.
Baby, leave it to your therapist to put. Let me tell you, game changer.
I love it. And
Leave it
she's
to the
like, come on
therapist.
now. So that was like one of my homework assignments to really sit down. So I was just, yeah, that's where we are with that. But
Okay, that's
you,
interesting. I'm gonna have to use that
you
question. That's a good one.
yeah, ask because I think it was it gave me some insight because I asked a few people, I asked men and women, and I really felt like only one person was truly very, I think, the most honest with themselves. It was a guy
Really?
and he was like, I'm a 5. And I was like, that's actually what I would have rated him too, right? He was like, but I know that what I looks and physicality isn't what I bring. That's not my
I
talent. I'm here to
cannot
bring to
believe you
earth.
said, but I can't believe you said I would have given him a 5 too. I can't believe you said that.
I did. I mean, I fucked him. He got big dick
Oh
energy,
my! You know
but
what?
he's
This
not
is
a
why I
big
love this
looker.
podcast.
Huh?
But this is why I love this podcast because you say stuff like that. Because that's real. That's what you would say to your friends. That's
Yeah, like,
exactly what you would say.
yeah, it's exactly what I would say. But it's like,
Oh
you
my God.
definitely have big dick energy, but yeah, you're a 5.
Oh my God.
You've slept with a 5.
For
Have you slept with
sure.
anything lower than a 5?
I'm a virgin. Me. What are you talking about? I'm a virgin, Mom.
Good job.
No, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I think I was. Would you date a ugly man seriously?
First of all, do I have to answer this yes or no?
You can give
I'm only
whatever.
asking for it.
You can give your
Okay,
answer. It doesn't have to be yes or no.
because I am not initially attracted because of looks.
Okay,
So
come
it's
on.
like, yeah, so that's difficult for me. Like, doesn't mean I won't notice how you look, but that's not the thing that's going to catch my attention. I definitely will notice and appreciate a beautiful man, but that's not the thing that gets my attention. So I've dated some guys that other people might think were completely unattractive, but they made me laugh. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
there's other traits that, yes, I was like, that's a hard one for me to answer. Now, was that a plus? Yes, there are physical traits that I prefer, but I'm not a big, oh, he got to look good first. Like, I don't care about that.
I love it. Would you date a short man?
No.
That's where you draw the line.
Yeah, they have to finish this. No, ma'am. I have. Well, short to, if you're the same height as me, I consider you short.
Now, how tall are you?
5'8", 5'9".
Okay, I think that's fair because I'm about the same. I'm like 5'8".
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like once you start going below me, then yeah.
And that's also because I still love a good platform boot or a loafer. You know what I'm saying? Like
and you wear big hair too. The hair counts too.
This is true.
Yeah, so I think that's fair for you.
Wait, but would you date a
just
guy shorter than you?
shorter? No, it's
Not
so
as
bad.
well, you said you did.
Yeah, we were literally this. Yeah, he was the same height as me. But that big dick energy was on 1,000.
Wait, so was the 5 a result of his height and his face, or one or the other? Like, how much does height play into the equation?
You know what? The height didn't bother me as much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not.
But when I talk about the package in totality, I'm like, yeah, we were like, if I wore Uggs, I'm taller than him with my fro.
Okay. Not Uggs. Damn, you can't even have a sole on the shoe?
Just Uggs. Just Uggs. That's God. All you. That's as far as off the ground I could get. And I remember the day I realized it. I was like, damn. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because I had built him up. Like, I didn't realize the height. Because I was like, yeah, like once you start feeling it, I'm like, oh, he's genius.
Oh, girl, he's 20 feet tall. Once you feeling him. Oh, girl.
Then I had them on one day, and I was like, oh no.
And then once the smoke clears, he'd do something stupid. You'd be like, and he's short.
Yeah. Facts.
So petty. Oh my God.
Oh my God, it is petty. But here's the thing too. Like on these dating websites, I had to tell my friend because she was like new to him and she was swiping. And she was like, oh my God, he's 5'6". I'm like, he's 5'3".
Girl,
these fools be lying. If it's anything under 5'11" on their profile, I know they're lying.
Are you serious?
Yes. That is my rule. Just deduct 3 inches from whatever they put on there.
Oh my God.
It's real out here in these streets, child.
That's insane. I gotta keep that. I gotta make sure I share that.
Make sure you tell that to all the women's because
I gotta make sure I share that at the salon. Like, listen.
Yeah, I've did a little coffee date and was like, that is not 5'10". Yeah.
Okay.
Lies in
Is that
streets.
height fish? Is that called height fish?
You gotta coin it. Yes.
You got height fish. I'm like, damn, like what do you call that offense?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to hype fish. I'm gonna have to trademark that.
All right. Look, I'm I did not plan to go here. See, I knew this was going to happen. I knew we were going to go on a
Go
tangent.
ahead. Okay.
So, if people are listening to this and they would like to maybe start doing some edits in their closet, prepping for 2021, hopefully we'll be out the house at some point. Things will be back open. What is one tip you would give somebody to help them edit down their wardrobe?
So I'll use the same tip that I use for my hair clients. What is your life like?
Okay.
So I think a lot of times, excuse me, it's okay to like things, it's okay to love things, but you also have to be realistic about where it fits in your life. For example, if I love high heels, and super fabulous gowns and suits and things like that, but my day to day life requires me to have on sweatsuits and sneakers, maybe my focus should be let me make sure I have cute sweats. Let me make sure I have cute sneakers. Like more, you understand what I'm saying? Like, what does your life call for? Because just because you like it doesn't mean it's something that you need to be focused on right now. So I would figure out like, what do you do? You have time to look through your wardrobe every day? Do you need to be able to just go in your closet and pick out things and know what it is? You understand what I'm trying to say? So you have to figure out where clothes and fashion even fit into your life. And sometimes there's a season where, like, there was a point in I wore all black for years. One of those reasons was because I couldn't really afford to shop like I wanted to, and black was transferable to any occasion. So, like, that's another reason I learned how to, like, make my clothes dress. Don't get me wrong, I don't have, like, a struggle story. Like, I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have clothes and stuff, but it's like, when you're used to, oh, there's a function coming up, I want to buy a dress. So I couldn't do that for a long time. So it was like, okay, I like this sequin dress. Well, how many different ways can I wear it? Oh, I could wear it to the BET Awards. And I want to wear it like this, I can put my Doc Martens on. And so it's like just being realistic about your lifestyle and your budget.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing to analyze.
Look, that makes sense to me. We haven't said this, but one of your trades, because you're a jack of many trades, a Jill of many trades, one of your trades is your hairstylist.
Yes, ma'am.
I think that also plays a part in your overall looks because you add different textures, heights, as you said earlier, silhouettes with your hair. Where you been getting them wigs at?
Let me tell you something. It's half and half. 50%, half of my wigs I make. Like when I'm in the mood or if there's a style or look that I need, I'll make it.
Okay.
The other ones, I'll get from the beauty supply store. Like I love to buy synthetic wigs and destroy them so they can look like something. I buy the most fucked up looking wig. Like if I was to show you what they look like before I brush them out and comb them, you would be like, that is not the same hair. But I just love doing that. Love doing that.
Yeah, because I'm like, you have the one of the fro one that I love, and I'm like, oh. Like my hair is big, but it don't be big like that. I'm like, I need to get a wig.
If I show you where I got that wig, you could be like, you lying. I got that wig off Amazon.
You know what? Somebody else
that is the Halloween costume wig.
Oh no, I didn't know it was Halloween.
Yes, it is no. It's one of my favorite wigs, but I'm telling you, that's the department I got it off on Amazon. It's in the costume department.
Oh, I will see. Most people probably wouldn't even look there.
Nope.
We missed this earlier, and I mentioned her name. How did it feel when you saw Lizzo wearing your shit?
Girl, I still be like, I don't believe this shit. That's what I said 2020's been a mess in so many ways, good and bad. It was amazing because I didn't. So I'm really big on holding myself accountable, right? So when I first started Thick and Famous, I said to my mother, I'm going to get Lizzo in one of these shirts. Don't ask me how.
Come on,
do not ask me how. I swear. I was like, I don't know how it's going to happen. And so one of my homeboys, like one of my best friends told me to I mean, I love music and concerts. So her and Ari were performing at the anthem. He like, come on, let's go and bring some of your shirts. And I was like, excuse me, what do you mean? He was like, bring your shirts. And I'm like, to the show? He was like, yeah, we gonna get them, we gonna see if we can get them. And I was like, wait, huh? Girl, I took them shirts. I remember I went to Staples, got some stationery and wrote cute little handwritten notes. I mean, all
Oh,
of
I
that.
love it.
But it was like I had to do it through a third, like a middleman. So I never knew after I gave the shirts to him, I never knew if she got it. So I just kind of put it
Oh,
out of my, so it's like I kind of didn't like put it out of my brain, but I was just like, I mean, at least I took them. Like that's how I look at stuff. Like, you know what? At least you weren't afraid to say you took them down there, you did your part. So when I saw, I wouldn't have seen it. Let me just start with saying that because it was on TikTok.
oh
So it
yeah, I
was
wasn't
on
on TikTok
TikTok.
then either.
And someone I know was like, she was looking at her daughter's TikTok. Her daughter's like 10. She just happened to see her daughter on TikTok looking at Lizzo, and she was like, hold on. Is that girl? She sent me those pictures, and I was like, wait, is this for real? I was like, what, are you serious? I couldn't believe it.
Oh,
It
I
was
loved it.
super exciting.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah, it was one of those moments like when you see people, you're like, yes, bitch.
Oh my God, thank
Yes.
you for that.
Loved it. I just had an idea.
Okay.
I need you to style me for a photo shoot.
Girl, say less. I'm not even about this. I'll tell you off air what I've been working on, but this falls in line with it. But definitely,
Because I feel
girl,
like you would give me photos that I would never get on my own accord. Because
let me
I'm
tell you.
totally like, where's the white t-shirt?
I'm gonna tell you why this is crazy. So I'm really big on getting money with my friends. Listen, if I'm gonna spend a lot of time with you, we have to be making money together. That's with anybody. I say
I
that
know
all
that's
the
right.
time. So me and my friends, like that's what we do. We have been like doing photo shoots with people, like we set design everything for how we see them. Like people that want makeovers, people that want, yeah. That's why I'm like, this is perfect. I told Kia this last year, like, oh, she need to let me. Yes, yes. I'm
Yes,
gonna have
let's
so many
do it.
ideas. We're gonna set that up.
Yeah, let's do it. That was my brain fart just when you were just talking about that. I'm like, oh wait a minute. Let's do it. Cause
Oh
I would
yes,
never just like your whole aesthetic. And like you said, we were saying earlier, how people see you different than you see yourself. And
totally.
I know with photos, I'm gonna play it real safe because somebody who said she was a 6, I know my face is sitting, okay?
Don't get it twisted, all right?
Like I know this face is pretty. So I'm always gonna be about, get a cute natural glam. But like I want to do
Oh
something
no, we're gonna have a
different.
ball. Yep, don't
Yeah.
say less. Seriously, we're
Oh,
gonna
I'm
set
so
that up.
excited now.
Yep, be ready to.
Look, all right. Now we're at the point where we're gonna do the breakdown.
Okay,
I'm gonna say one word.
okay,
You say the first thing that comes to mind. It can be a word, a phrase, a sound, whatever.
okay.
You ready?
Yep,
Freedom.
priceless.
Black women.
Rulers of the fucking universe.
Yes. Small men.
What's that?
Weaves.
Sorcery.
Thick.
Famous.
COVID.
That's it. That's the sound.
That's all you got. Crocs.
Necessity.
Do you have charms on your Crocs?
Yes, too many of them
You're like,
actually.
it's a thing. I wish I had thought of that shit. Okay.
Girl, my mother has more.
I wish I thought of that.
Yes.
Last one, leopard.
Neutral.
It is. I was just having that conversation with someone yesterday. They were like, "Can you mix leopard with this?" I'm like, "Leopard is a neutral, sis."
Yeah, leopard goes with everything.
All right, Miss Porter, can you tell everyone where they can find you on social media, on the internet, anywhere?
Yes. Okay. So I don't know why I have 3 Instagram accounts, but I do. So my personal is Miss Porter Did It, MSPorterDidit. My salon page, my beauty page, the green room _TGR Beauty. The green room _TGR Beauty. And last but not least, Thick and Famous. Also, I wanted to, no, I won't mention that yet.
Uh-oh.
I had something, yeah, I won't mention that one yet.
Okay.
I'm working
So
on something.
I will link all of those in the show notes. Be sure
Thank
to
you.
follow, and get you a shirt and be like Lizzo.
That's still so exciting. I don't think I fully processed it. Seriously, I don't think I have.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
It is amazing. And especially for
It's
you to have
amazing,
seen
man.
it, like you said it, you didn't even catch it. Like someone else caught it and brought it to your attention. So dope.
Girl, I was so oblivious. As usual. I'm in another world. But anywho, thank you so much for this.
Oh
I
no,
was
thank
really
you so
excited.
much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Oh, you're so sweet. Bye.
Bye.
All right, that is it for this week's episode, guys. I want to thank Tinea for coming on. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Be sure to be like Lizzo and pick up your Thick and Famous merch and follow her. All of the links are in the show notes. All right, and I'm telling you, you are going to get so much style inspiration that you did not even know that you could. All right, so be sure to check Tinea out. And if you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and any app that you listen to your favorites on. Don't forget to leave those reviews too. You just might hear your review in the next episode. Follow us on all social media. Share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. I don't make these pretty images for nothing, okay? Have a dope ass week. Stay healthy, safe, and sane. Thank you for listening. And remember, the ratchet in me always honors the ratchet in you. Until next time.